Part 2.
Okay, so
Azure Moon. Great Tree Moon. Blood of the Eagle and Lion.
if that happened, is it possible?
Now in control of the Great Bridge of Murden, the Kingdom Army begins to invade Imperial territory. In response, the Imperial Army garrisons soldiers at Fort Merceus.
We'll see. Yo, this route. Yes, please. Hey!
Here for the flowers again?
Nah! Not particularly.
You might as well have a look while you are here. I have two things to say.
Okay.
First, I thank you for supporting His Highness in my absence.
With pleasure to do.
But I must also admonish you for taking your own well-being too lightly.
You think?
On several occasions, I have seen you protect others by putting yourself in harm's way.
Well, you know.
I am grateful for your efforts, but I feel you should place a higher value on your own life.
You're one to talk.
His Highness relies on you, as do I.
I understand.
Then show that with your actions. We cannot afford to lose an invaluable asset like you.
Again, pot me kettle to do. You're invaluable to this team.
And this greenhouse would be a more lonely place without you in it.
I see.
It would not be fair to the flowers to leave me their only caretaker. Someday, I hope to show you a whole landscape of these flowers in full bloom.
That sounds nice.
Yes. Once this conflict is over, and His Highness ascends the throne, I believe it can be done.
You think?
You must live at least until then. Understood?
Well, yeah, if Dimitri's good, I think you can change him. Same to you.
That's true enough. I had not thought much of my own life until now.
So you've changed.
Except that I would gladly cast it aside for His Highness. That is still true. But now I desire to see the end of this war.
Yeah, please no suicide runs, okay?
Until I can show you the fields of Dusker and Bloom, I will go on living.
All right. Oh, it's April. Dimitri? Nope. Not yet, it seems.
We have received a report from our spy. It would seem the Empire is gathering troops at Fort Merceus.
All right.
This is undoubtedly in response to us taking the Great Bridge of Murden. Their numbers are more than double ours. We believe that the Emperor herself may be leading them.
Yeah, I can guarantee you that much.
If House Regan can reconcile with House Gloucester sooner than later, then Claude can proceed with his plan to rally the Alliance Lords, gather troops, and invade Empire territory.
So, we're good, right?
At this rate, 3 military forces will be clashing at Gronder Field.
Why would we do that? What, like, am I missing something? Like...
If you wish to indulge in nostalgia, do it elsewhere.
I'm afraid the difference in military strength is far from negligible. While we are elite soldiers, I am still uneasy about this.
If possible, I'd like to request reinforcements right away.
We can't just, you know, like, team up with Claude? Like, am I missing something?
If we can rely on any of the major kingdom houses for military support, it would be House Karen, I'd wager.
And that's why Catherine's here.
House Karen has yet to declare fealty to the Empire.
It is also my home. I will make the request to my father.
Really?
Things as they are, I don't think he can refuse.
All right.
The Church has long protected me. I am certain that any request from the Church will be answered to the utmost of their ability.
Very well. We're counting on you, Catherine.
I suppose that is all we can do for now.
Y'all don't want to team up with Claude? Why don't we do that?
So it would seem. Though if there are any other avenues worth exploring, I would suggest...
Yes!
Ah, good point. We have no reason to engage the Alliance directly.
If you know he's coming, and he already helped us out once.
Even if we do receive Count Karen's aid, we still won't have the troops we need to face the Empire.
But if we join forces with the Alliance, then our numbers will rival the Empire's.
But I see no reason why this would go wrong. Let's join forces.
Agreed. It's about the only thing we can do. For now, let's send a messenger and try to figure out what the Alliance hopes to achieve.
It's hard to believe this decisive battle will take place at Gronder Field. I imagine that place is full of memories for all of you.
Yeah.
We won the Battle of the Eagle and Lion back in the day. It seems like a lifetime ago.
I can't help but remember, even though I wish I didn't.
Our feast after the battle. I remember it well. We all had so much fun together.
And remember, it was Claude who suggested that, so I sincerely doubt he would want war instead of peace.
No! Please, stop it. I had finally put all of that out of my mind.
Oh, that's fair.
This isn't right. They're our friends. We used to study together. We shouldn't be fighting them.
Why not march up to Her Majesty in a reminder of that? Oh, that's right. Because you want to live to see tomorrow.
That's also fair. If that were possible, you know, like, Edelgard, let's sit down, let's have a cup of tea, but nah, I don't think it is.
No matter who the enemy is, I will fight for His Highness.
Tell me, Boar Prince, do we stand a chance?
Who knows?
If we lose, we'll have died for you. I hope you know that.
That's an interesting thing. Yeah, Dimitri, you thinking about it?
That's enough, Felix. We must focus on the battle ahead.
Make your peace before we depart. It's kill or be killed out there. We will cross blades with the Empire, but it's possible we will also have to strike down the Alliance.
Why?
Your Highness, do you feel no hesitation about killing your former friends?
Gilbert, with all due respect, is that something you should ask him?
If they must die, I will kill them. Nothing could be simpler.
Like, why would Claude fight? Why would he fight? Why would he fight? I don't understand. If he already helped us once in his own territory, why not help against his common enemy? Oh, Shamir's isn't available yet. And of course, not even what to do? Okay. Battle? Anything? Wait. Ooh, 37? Yeah, I thought so. That one's a monster. Amid riots in Hrim territory, Ferdinand learns that... Oh, so it's really a Ferdinand thing. Wait, okay. Are you guys sure that can't be done in the Black Eagles? Like, that seems like a Black Eagle parallel. Can somebody confirm that? I mean, surely by the time I upload this episode, there's no way I'm doing that right now or even next. In fact, 33. Yeah. In fact, we're not doing a paralog this month either. So yeah, the next thing up will be it'll be Gronder Field, I guess. Zero.
I've got to keep this place clean, and I mean properly clean, every day. Dust it, sweep it, everything. You never can tell when Lady Rhea might be back.
All right. Rodrigue.
Oh, it's you, Professor.
What are you thinking about?
Sorry, I was a little lost in thought there. About all that has happened and all that is to come. I'm sure the battles ahead will not be easy, but please take good care of His Highness.
Roger that. Whoa, that's a booked room. Why? Okay, well, let's go talk to everybody. Guess they're having a strategy meeting. Huh. Oh! You're here too! Oh my... Yo, why is the Blue Lion so good, man? Why?
Thank you for bringing me here.
No problem. This is reminding me, I killed a brother, man. But I did what in this case, I did what I had to do, so I don't feel as guilty. I felt bad, but not guilty, you know? It's like, it was either us or him.
I've been given permission to take part in this next mission, too.
What?
I'll finally be able to avenge my brother. I swear. I'll take down that monster.
I'm not a monster. In fact, well, I don't know what I would do in this case. Because if I can't persuade her, then... Lysithea, can we talk for a second?
I'm glad you're the one giving orders on the battlefield, Professor. I don't think we should trust Dimitri with that task.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Although it's thanks to his obsession that we're wasting no time, taking the shortest route to defeating the Empire. I just can't see a bright future for this army, fighting as we are under the banner of a prince possessed.
Yeah.
Even if we do succeed in defeating the Empire, I wonder what will become of Fodlan.
Yeah.
I apologize. Whenever I'm with you, I speak more openly than I should. Please keep this between us.
I respect your opinion. Well, you and your opinion. Like, you can tell me anything, Lysithea, alright? You can tell me anything. Especially about Dimitri.
Yet another grand battle awaits. Many will lose their lives.
Let's fight our hardest to stay alive.
Yes, let's. We must both make it home in one piece. Even considering those we are up against. Friends from a time now past. I won't hold back.
Shoot, man. Petra and Hilda are gonna be here. Oh, about Lawrence. I should state something, I guess. Well, no. I'll state it.
I heard Edelgard is going to be leading her forces personally in the next battle.
That is correct.
Seems pretty reckless to charge right into this one. I'm not sure I like our chances. What do you think?
If we can team up with Claude, oh, yeah, as long as you're here, I'll be fine.
Hey, how come you only ever flatter me in times like these? What am I supposed to make of that?
I flatter you often, actually.
Anyway, we've come this far. Let's just keep putting one foot in front of the other and see how far we get.
Gilbert? Do I have to walk around the table? I can't do that.
Thank you very much.
Catherine will surely be able to convince Count Karen.
Really? I would think he'd be mad at her.
All that remains is to wait for a response from the Alliance side. For now, there are preparations to be made for the coming battle. I have a request.
Is Dimitri gonna... Are they gonna make it to where Dimitri actually teamed up with Claude? Like, that would be so cool if that's actually what that scene meant. And I could see why you guys wanted me to leave Hilda behind in that case. Instead, it would be like they're allies and I gotta protect them from dying against the Empire troops. Please. Please, I didn't even consider this to be an option. And I'm still, honestly, I'm hesitant, right? I'm very hesitant that that's gonna happen, but we'll see. Because, you know, before I was like, Dimitri, obviously he's gonna team up with us, right, Dimitri? Nah, just kill everybody, man. I don't care. We killing everybody. Like, we didn't show any hostility to the kingdom. And Claude was even like, hey, yo, Dimitri, why does it not look like he wants to team up with us?
What do you think?
And I tried talking him out of it, but...
So, we're finally going to set foot in the Empire. I'm starting to get a little nervous. I guess there's a good chance we'll be fighting more old friends from here on out.
Yeah.
If we defeat the Imperial army at Gronder Field, what will our next objective be?
Advance on the Empire.
I guess we won't have much choice but to try to take Fort Mercius, on the far side of Gronder Field.
Yep, with the Death Knight. Obviously, you know who's coming for that battle.
It's probably too soon for us to be thinking about that, isn't it?
Yo, what if Ash killed Lawrence, man?
The battle just ahead of us is far from certain.
That would have... Wow. I wanted the job to be done myself. Anyways.
I hear the next battle could be a big one. Is that true? I miss the old days when if someone got hurt, we'd rush them to the infirmary and make them well. But on the battlefield, there's not enough time to help. People die. Professor, don't be one of those.
Roger that.
The thought of fighting people who were once our friends, it makes my heart heavy. If it was gonna come to this, maybe I should have avoided making friends with people from the Empire and the Alliance to begin with.
No, not necessarily. I mean, I do feel you on that, but think about what we have here. Alliance and Empire's nobles are in the building. Once we make peace, those bonds will come in handy.
I just don't know, Professor. I'm having a hard time with it. It did often seem strange to me at the Academy that we were studying with all these people from all over the world. But I feel like I've finally started to understand the real reason behind it. The more you get to know people from other places, the harder you'll try to avoid fighting wars with them.
That's correct. You know, neither one of those were exactly what I wanted to say. But that was a good... I like that. I like Annette's philosophy and what she said, even though I didn't choose the answer that lined up with what she was saying. Blame the game on that one, alright? And since we're here, just let me... I thought so. Alright, yep, that's... No. No. We moving on.
Really?
Sedith?
Each time we press forward, our search for Rhea broadens to a wider area. I certainly hope we will find at least some clue. But I do suspect I already know where she is.
The Imperial capital.
If I'm right, and she is in the Imperial capital, then we cannot save her until we topple the Empire.
Yeah, because if she was anywhere else, she would have made it back by now. If she wasn't captured. Thinking about it, the next episode will probably be a support episode, not, well...
Hey, you!
My thanks. You have my sincerest gratitude. Circumstances and my wounds have prevented me from being by His Highness's side these 5 years.
Yeah, you look like you've been beat up.
I am grateful that you have found him for me. I am once again in your debt.
No problem, man.
I can finally kill her. Finally, I can avenge them.
Something tells me Dimitri might go get worse after the battle because Edelgard escapes. Will she escape? I mean, if Claude does team up, how the heck will Edelgard get away?
Well, the situation in the Alliance has changed so much, but I haven't heard a word from my adoptive father.
Are you concerned?
Do you think he's forgotten about me?
I'm sure that's not the case.
I'm not overly concerned about him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too. I was thinking, I was like, are you worried?
I'd actually be happier if he really did forget about me. Everything would be so much easier.
I feel like giving Marianne a hug right now. It's okay. I don't like that man either.
Hi. Thanks to our victory, I've been able to study the Great Bridge of Murden at my leisure.
How?
And you know what? It's an astounding structure. So much history there.
It's so far, you'd have to travel so long.
Imagine how much time and effort it must have taken to build something that big. Over water, no less. I hope that someday it will be opened up to the people of Fodlan. A historical site, rather than a military checkpoint.
And yeah, that does sound nice. Linhart?
I seem to lack the skills required to grieve for the dead.
No, really.
If someone has passed, even someone dear to me, I could stand about and wail or get on with my life. While I'm at it, that whole idea that we must speak well of the dead, I don't understand that either. If I didn't like them when they were alive, then why pretend to do so when they are no longer here?
Well, those are interesting questions, and I feel like I shouldn't comment on that at all. One way or the other.
Word just reached me that the Empire has stationed soldiers in Fort Merceus. If they decide to dig in their heels and defend the fort, we'll be in a difficult situation.
I'm aware.
I hear it's an impregnable keep, surrounded by high ramparts. Taking it would not be easy.
Unless we had an idea.
Edelgard's presence suggests that Hubert is around too.
What? What? Yo, you Alliance!
He is Minister of the Imperial Household, after all. He's been around Edelgard since they were children. I suppose he must be pretty happy with his current position.
They're childhood friends? That's interesting. An Alliance member is here?
Hey, I could use a hand.
Well, that's interesting.
When undertaking research, the usual method is to form a hypothesis, then test it with experiments.
Yeah?
Those experiments reveal facts and falsehoods, yet sometimes they also unveil an exception. You seem to be that exception when it comes to my crest research.
Sorry about
Worry
that.
not, Professor. Exceptions are what make my work interesting. Why don't the rules apply to you? I will find out eventually. I feel it is my destiny as a crest scholar.
Well, because I have the source in me, if I had to guess. Lawrence! Talk to me.
So, Claude and my father have made peace.
What?
That is to be expected.
They did!
They both prioritize their own interests above all else. So long as those interests are in alignment, they will continue to cooperate. And based on that reasoning, one might infer that the Alliance should be also willing to work with the Kingdom's military.
I would hope.
I highly doubt Claude would refuse to assist us if we were to ask.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. Why would he? Why on earth would Claude just say, you know what, let's just make 2 enemies instead of 1? It's not like they have that many troops either.
After we cross the Great Bridge of Murder, we'll be in my father's territory.
Yo, hold up, we got Casper here! I guess it's a big army. But still, that's like his aunt, right? In a weird sort of way?
We actually crossed it 5 years ago for the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, this is terrifying. What am I gonna do? I gotta get a grip.
I hate to say it. I would say this, guys, but I'm trying not to get his B rank, so I apologize. I mean nothing by this.
You think we'll meet him on the battlefield?
What?
He'll kill me? The front lines cover a long stretch of land, you know. We might not even run into him.
Oh, I guess he took it as a joke. Thank goodness, though. Alright, that just goes to show you, I don't know Casper that well. A black magic tourney. What's the reward? A magic staff? I might do that. In fact, I haven't seen Constance. Yeah, Constance. Go ahead. Fire? You know how many interesting magic she has and you want her to use fire?
My joke of a life drags on.
Okay.
I assume a stray arrow finished it.
Oh geez, Constance. Okay.
I assume a stray arrow finished it.
Ooh. She's got that. Or crest activated. Not that it matters.
Imagine being defeated by me.
And yep. She's got it. Like they aren't even Grimoires.
I assume a stray arrow finished it.
Alright, another magic staff. I can use that. Ferdinand.
We captured the Great Bridge of Murden, but the fight has only just begun. Enbar, the Imperial capital, lies far to the south beyond Gronder Field. And waiting for us on the way there is the entire Imperial army, with twice as many troops as us.
Like, we gotta team up with Claude.
We had better brace ourselves.
We gotta. It just doesn't make sense for us to do anything else.
As powerful as our knights are, we're outnumbered by a long shot. This won't be easy. It's crazy to attempt this. I guess I'm crazy to go along with it.
Well, I mean, hey man, it's the kingdom. You gotta stick with your people, you know? Well, probably not the best thing to say to Felix, but... Bernie?
So, the campaign continues, does it? Well, allow me, as a professional recluse with 10 years of experience, to volunteer for, staying behind. Oh, who am I kidding? The fighting won't stop until we've defeated Edelgard, will it? Or until we lose, I guess. But there's not much use in thinking about that.
It fit Bernadetta to be the one to come with us because all she did was basically stay in her room.
The Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Has it truly been 5 years since then? Can you recall whether it was before or after I joined your class, Professor?
It was after. What tripped me up is she joined before the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, but the Battle of the Eagle and Lion was after she joined the class.
I'm glad you have not forgotten. It was shortly after I joined your class. I remember it like it was yesterday.
And I actually used Flame in that battle, that's how I remembered. Well, the first one. Second one, I was busy. Sylvain?
Say we do manage to take down Edelgard here. What do you think His Highness will do next?
Good question.
As long as there's a plan, I won't complain. I just, you know, want to know there is a plan.
Head to the Kingdom Capital first?
Well, I'd be happy if that were the case, but I don't figure that'll actually happen. All this isn't just gonna magically end the moment we kill Edelgard. It's gone too far. I suppose we should focus on the battle right in front of us, instead of what happens later.
Well, that is true. The Empire would not probably give up. And Hubert exists as well. Yeah, in hindsight, probably should have said the first.
I gotta say, it's tough to keep the fighting spirit alive when you recognize your enemies on the battlefield.
Everyone gets that
so
feeling.
You can't avoid it, huh? How did everything get so messed up? Just because we're fighting someone doesn't mean we gotta hate them.
No?
That's probably the worst thing about war. Win or lose, I still get a bad taste in my mouth.
That's also what I'm thinking, Ra. Many Imperial soldiers, like, I don't hate them. You know, they didn't want to cause the war. They're just fighting for their home country. Same with Randolph. That's why I don't feel... I mean, that's why I don't feel guilty, but I do feel bad.
The Great Bridge of Murden was considerably better fortified than it was 5 years ago. The bridge was full of soldiers, and they all died.
They did. Well, that's all she had to say? That's fair.
No.
Where are you?
I can hardly believe we're crossing the borders of the Empire to battle their army. I never thought I'd see the day. You'd never guess from the calm looks on everyone's faces, though. I mean, we're probably all gonna die, let's be honest.
You know what?
His Highness, Lord Rodrigue, you? There's really something wrong with a lot of you, I swear.
Are you coming to battle? Cause that did not seem the type of talk that I want to hear.
Professor, reconnaissance is becoming more of a risk the deeper we move into enemy territory.
If I don't come back, assume I'm dead.
I know you won't get Understood.
Good. We have to be realistic. Don't waste your energy worrying about me.
If you notice, during wartime, Happy and Shamir have a very similar way of looking at things in the war. Being normally, I wouldn't try to be as cold-hearted, yeah, my mindset is different when we're in wartime versus when we're not. You know, because obviously I'd never be somebody who would join a war. I'm more the, try to save everybody type of guy. But when you're in this situation, you have to be realistic. I feel like my optimism would get people killed.
Yeah. War really is terrible. People die, food becomes scarce. Weapons and rations start selling like hotcakes. Nobles start begging for loans. Oh, I didn't mean for that to sound so cold, really.
No, that's fair.
Anyway, where are we off to this time? I hope it's the Alliance.
No, not the Alliance. Gatekeeper?
Pardon me. Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. I hear we're sending troops to Gronder Field next. Is that what's what? That whole area is in the territory of House Burgleys. It's famous as the main granary of Fodlan. If we could capture it, we probably wouldn't have to worry about food anymore. Bread for all.
Well, that'd be great. Okay. And I think that's everybody. No, it isn't.
So, we're finally moving into enemy territory. We can expect the war to get even more intense from here on out. I'm really feeling the tension now. I have almost no experience with battles of this scale.
I don't think many people do.
Professor, I'll be grateful for your leadership on the battlefield. I know I can trust you.
See, this is one of the people who will be in the battalions we have. And, I wouldn't even know. Wouldn't even know. Alright.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report.
I heard you talking about celebrating.
The Great Tree Moon is finally upon us. It's time to celebrate a new year. We only get so many. Folks up top don't seem to be in the mood to celebrate, though.
Yeah.
I hate war.
What, for only that reason? That's true, he's probably been staying here all this time while we go out in the battlefield. Bought this?
We've seen the face of evil. One of its faces, at least. Even the Alliance is involved now. Hopefully, we can avoid dragging Alliance territory through the horrors of war.
Hopefully.
I may have cut ties with my family, but I still want them to be safe and all.
Again, there's no reason why Claude himself would do this. Unless he's been fed some false info. I don't see it.
That's so. What a pain. What an absolute pain.
What's the matter?
Concerned, are you? That's nice. A little too nice. Here's a word of warning. If anyone here asks you for a favor, it's probably just a scam.
You think I don't know what this place is like?
Across the bridge is Burgley's territory. It marks the start of our incursion into the Empire. Worry not. I feel no trepidation as we do this.
You sure?
Mark how my spellcraft carries us through to Envar, heart of the Empire.
Well, that's a statement, and I think you can back that up. After what you did last battle.
I used to be a rather important person in the church, but I am in exile for committing a crime. I embezzled some money, but it wasn't out of greed. My hometown was pillaged, you see, and the church wasn't putting in enough to rebuild.
I see. Well, I wonder how that conversation would have gone over with Rhea. She seems like the type, not the type to, like she invited refugees to the church.
Please, you can't tell anyone you saw me here. I'm in hiding from the army.
You know who I am, right?
I couldn't stand the war, the violence. I had to get away. But now that I've deserted, I can't go home. Justice, ambition, what does any of that matter if you're dead? I just want to live. Is that so wrong?
No. Honestly, I would not mind if soldiers came up to me and said they wanted to leave. I'd be like, all right. Well, but what would that be the right thing?
That Duke Fraldarius is a rather upstanding guy. Getting into his good graces isn't without challenges.
Oh, really?
If he were a bit more corrupt, he'd be much more pliable.
Well, yeah. Oh?
I'm not trying to pull anything funny. Just noting that he's a respectable soldier.
I figured.
I hear he's the sort to have drinks with his men, getting to know them personally. Just last night, he and Felix had a chat. I'm sure there's a lot to work out between them.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think I'd ever hear Yuri say Felix's name. And then last but not least, what you up to, Happy?
They're fighting people we used to know from the Officers Academy. Guess that's the kind of thing that happens in war, but still, it's pretty twisted.
Yeah.
It makes me feel so... Ugh. Maybe I'll just try not to think about it.
As best you can. Oh, that's a tough task for anyone. Okay. Wait, I can transport to the library? Huh. Interesting. Well, I think that about does it. So next time, we'll probably be in for some supports, unless her name was Flesh, was it? Because it doesn't say her name right now, obviously. Unless she tries to do something, then that might cause a scene. And if that's the case, just know in advance that that episode might be mainly supports, because, well, I would need to get them done. I mean, I could try to do my supports now, but then when I do the battles, you know, well, maybe I won't try to focus on supports then. We'll see. We'll see. I have a lot of time to decide, but for now, I'm going to end it here. That was a great battle. Lawrence is safe. Oh yeah, Lawrence is safe, which means I also have his supports now to work on as well. So, what level are you? 22? They didn't hold back with that one. Oh yeah, to do. One more thing. Where is he? How far is he from his goal? Yeah, he is in max class, but the next one will be a great night. And 6%? Not happening. Not happening, though it gives a lot of stats to him. That's for sure. I'll try to work on it, but for now he stays that class. So with that being said, this has been Blade. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. And now it is time for the question of the day, and let's talk about Fleisch for a second, which, by the way, I'm sorry about mispronouncing her name. I listened back in the recording, I was like, wow, that's not the best mispronunciation, but anyways. Normally, I'm very sympathetic to a situation where it's an older brother, younger sister, and I've actually run into a situation like hers before. And if she had came here to assassinate me or Dimitri, I wouldn't hold that against her. I understand, wanting to get revenge on your loved one, and Randolph happens to be a general. I don't think we did anything like, well, at least Byleth, slash Blake. I don't think we did anything wrong in taking him out because he was our enemy general, That was going to happen if he didn't retreat. And he met us in an honorable battle, it wasn't a sneak attack, it wasn't anything like that. So if she came here to find out who did it, and she wants to, face us, basically, even if she wants to try to assassinate us, I still won't hold that against her. However, what doesn't make sense to me throughout this entire episode is why Claude would fight us. Because this entire time I was thinking Dimitri would want to fight Claude, right? I was thinking the Dimitri I saw who said kill every last one of them, he was the type not to listen to reason. However, we as a kingdom are reaching out to the Alliance right now, and Claude already helped us in the previous map. So if it's on Claude, then I know my boy, he's the type, when back in the pre-time skip, when they had this battle, he said, let's all have a feast, you know, from our 3 houses. Claude wanted to promote peace. And there is no way that Claude, that my Claude, you know, would fight us when we have a common enemy. It just doesn't make sense. So the only factor that's out of place is Fleisch. And if in her anger to get revenge on her brother, she messes with the message to get the Alliance to ally with us, and she is the reason I have to fight them, I'm sorry, but I might have to put her on one of my least favorite characters in this game. And I'm saying this ahead of time, maybe I'm, you know, way off the mark here, but I just keep rehearsing it in my mind. I'm like, there's no way that I can see that going wrong unless something happens to the messenger. Because even Lawrence, that's why I wanted to wait on Lawrence. He even said his father is now in agreement with Claude. So the Alliance is like, okay, we're ready to move forward now as a unit. And the kingdom, or at least Demetrius' kingdom, is like, all right, let us ally with you. So if this one person, causes these 2 nations who had no beef with each other to suddenly fight them, I'd hope I don't have to, you know, really explain myself and why that would really anger me. Though I still hope, you know, that maybe I'm just off the mark and maybe she's here for another reason, but I'm very worried about that. And what really drove it over the edge is the fact that she's in the command center. And not just in the command center, but next to Gilbert, someone who would actually know where the messenger is going. I don't know if that's a coincidence, you know, but when I was watching that back, I was like, she shouldn't even be here in the first place. I don't know if it's a randomized position and she just happened to be there, but that's quite the spot to just randomly happen to be in, right? So it would all make sense. And I'm saying this ahead of time just in case, you know, you learn more about Fleisch in the Black Eagle route, and a lot of people like her. But just putting that thought out there, okay? Though on that note, since we are approaching the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, I am going to ask you all for the question of the day. If you saw someone that you cared about out on the battlefield, you know, on the opposite side, would you rather be the one to take them down, or would you rather somebody else who had nothing to do with them take them down? And no, it's kind of a, you know, a deep question, but considering what we're about to go into, I felt it fits. And, you know, it's purely hypothetical. I'm not suggesting anybody out there is ever going to be placed in that situation, but since that's a theme that the characters are talking about, I figured why not ask this question of the day. So, with that being said, please post your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will see you all next time.